Mathsters, it's math time, and your teachers already went over expectations, so we're going to dive right in. We have spent time sorting objects into groups, then counting the objects in those groups and matching those groups to number cards. We're really starting to dive into numbers and counting, so we're going to continue that work today with a new math thinking job. Today, when you leave math, you're going to be able to organize objects and tell how many to 5. So repeat after me. Thumbs up. I can organize objects and tell how many to 5. Great. Let's talk about the word organize. When we organize things, we make sure that they are put together. So we're going to talk about putting objects into different ways, such as a line or in a bunch or in rows or side by side. So let's start that work. I have some markers and I need to know how many markers. During CGI, you guys have been spending time counting objects and writing the number of how many. So in a moment, your teacher's going to pause the video and talk about how can I find out how many markers I have? What do I need to do to find out how many markers? Did you guys say I need to count them? You're right. I need to count my markers to find out how many I have. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 markers. I have 4 markers. I know I have 4 markers because I counted them. You'll also notice I organized my markers in a row, standing up from top to bottom. I'm able to count them from left to right. They're standing up from top to bottom, and I've organized them in a way I can count them left to right in a row. Let's think of another way that I can organize my markers. Let's try lining them up. We call this a line, or we call this a row. I need to know how many markers I have. Do I have the same amount of markers? Let's count them to find out if I still have 4 markers. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same number of markers. Even though I put them in a line, I organize them in a line, I still have the same amount of markers. Now I've organized them in a different way. I've put 2 together and 2 together. How would I count these without putting them in a line? What can I do? Your teacher might pause the video and talk to you about how can we count these. You might have said I could point to each one and count. When I touch and count, I'm going from left to right. Let's touch and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like when we read from left to right. We're going to count from left to right. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I still have 4 markers? I do. I was able to put my markers in a line from top to bottom. Then I was able to lay down my markers and put them in a row from left to right and count. And then I was able to put them into 2 small groups and count from left to right. I'm counting my markers and organizing them in a line and an array. When we organize our objects into lines or arrays, it helps us count and make sure that we have the amount we're looking for. So now I have a bag of cotton balls. And as you notice, they're all jumbled up in my bag. I really want to make some magic pets from these cotton balls, but I need your help to find out how many I have. What can I do to find out how many cotton balls I have in this bag? I can count them. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 cotton balls. I want to make a caterpillar. How can I organize these cotton balls to make a caterpillar? Have you ever seen a caterpillar? Yeah, a caterpillar is long and it looks like a line. So we're going to organize these cotton balls into a line to make a caterpillar. I want to make sure that I used all of my cotton balls from my bag, so I'm going to recount them. Let's count together, left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have 5 cotton balls for my caterpillar. All right, so now I want to change my magic pet from a caterpillar to some sleeping kittens. So I'm going to push all of these cotton balls together and make them sleeping kittens. You've ever noticed kittens like to ball up and sleep together? However, now I'm having trouble finding out how many sleeping kittens I have. What do I need to do to find out how many I have? How can I organize these sleeping kittens? I can put them into a line. I can put them into an array. Yeah. So before we do that, I actually found out one of my kittens is so sleepy that we're going to move it back to the bag. And I've organized the rest of them in a line. Now that I moved one of the kittens to the bag, I need to find out how many sleeping kittens I have. I've organized it into a line, and I'm going to count from left to right. Can you help me count? Your teacher's going to actually pause the video, and you're going to count first and find out how many sleeping kittens I have. All right, count with me. You guys already know how many I have. I need your help to count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you guys come up with 4 sleeping kittens? I have 4 sleeping kittens in a line. I've organized them into a line. Now let's organize them into an array. We call this an array. There's some rows and there's columns. Rows and columns. I've taken my sleeping kittens from the line and organize them into an array. I'm still going to count my array from left to right. When I get to the end of my row, I'll go to the next row. Let's count and make sure I still have 4 sleeping kittens. 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have the same number. So I had it in a line and now I have it in an array. I still have the same number. All right, we are going to change these sleeping kittens to a sleeping puppy. I've pushed them all together, but what do we know when we push our objects together? Is it easy to count or not so easy to count? It's not so easy to count. So I want you to think, how can we organize these sleeping puppies to help us count? Yeah, we can move them in a line. But I actually just found out that one of these sleeping puppies is too tired to continue to play. So we're going to put one of our sleeping puppies in the bag and then line the rest of them up. Okay, so we've organized our sleeping puppies into a line. Remember, one of my sleeping puppies was so tired that they needed to go back in the bag. So we need to count to see how many we have now. Your teacher's going to pause the video and count my sleeping puppies in the line. How many sleeping puppies do I have? Let's count. I know you guys already know, but let's check. 1, 2, 3. Did you guys come up with 3 sleeping puppies? Great. There are 3 sleeping puppies. What's next? Let's change our sleeping puppies into sleeping bunnies. Push them together. What do we know when we push our objects together? Is it easy or not so easy to count? It's not so easy to count. So we need to organize these sleeping bunnies in a way we can count. But I found out one of these bunnies is so sleepy that we're going to put it back in the bag. And we're going to organize our other sleeping bunnies in a line to recount to see how many we have. Your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to count to find out how many sleeping bunnies we have in our line. Did you guys come up with 2 sleeping bunnies? Let's check just in case. 1, 2. We have 2 sleeping bunnies. Wow. All right, we're going to pack all of our cotton balls back in our bag and move on to something else. Thanks for playing with my magic pets. I'm going to draw 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have another caterpillar. Let's touch and count these circles again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I organized my circles in a line. I organized my circles in a line. Now, I want to organize my circles a different way. We know we have 4 circles in the line. Now, I'm going to draw a circle in each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the same number I had in the line? Thumbs up, thumbs down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have the same number of circles? I do. I had it organized in a line, and now I've organized it in the corners. I know it's the same because I counted. Now it's your turn. Your teacher is going to pause the video and ask you to count the number of smiley faces on the screen. They'll give you a direction of how they want you to respond. How many smiley faces? Did you say 3? Great. Do you remember what way we organized the smiley faces? We organized them in a line. Your teacher's going to pause the video and ask you how many hearts we have. They might also ask you if we organized it in a line or an array. Did you guys say 5 hearts? Yeah. What kind of way did we organize our hearts? We organized in a line. Teacher's going to pause the video and ask you how many suns we have. They might also ask you, did we organize in a line or an array? Did you guys say 4 suns? Yeah, we counted 4 suns and we organized it into a line. Teacher's going to pause the video and ask you to count the moons. They might also ask you if we organized in a line or an array. How many did you come up with? Did you say 4? Did I stump you on the organization of it? We organized in an array. Remember, 2 rows, 2 columns. We still have 4. Teacher's going to pause the video and ask you how many triangles we have. Did you guys say 5? Whew, you didn't get tricked? Notice there's a big space in between these triangles and these triangles. Even though there's a big space and we organize some in an array and some by themselves, we still count them all together. You still came up with 5 triangles. Just like our corners, our 4 circles in our corners, there was a big space, but we still counted all of them. Your teacher's going to pause the video and ask you how many dots you see. How many did you say? 4 dots. Remember, we count from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teacher's going to pause the video. Don't get tricked on this one. Count how many dots. Did you guys say 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way we count from top to bottom, and we have 5. It's still a line, it's just a diagonal line. Your teacher's going to pause the video and ask you how many dots. Did you guys say 4? You're right. This is called a dice. Your teacher might have already told you about it. This is a dice, and there's 4 dots organized in an array. All right, it's your turn. On Seesaw today, you are going to be counting the objects in each box and then circling the correct number. Remember, you can listen to the voice instructions by clicking the caption icon, and don't forget to click the green check to submit your work when you're done. All right, Kipsters, I had a lot of fun counting and organizing our objects today. Until next time, bye.